Hello, and once again, good evening, YouTube. It's me, Kamikaze Games, with some pizza. About damn time. Anyway, yeah. I told you that I'd answer questions, so I'm gonna start now because I got 84 individual images, and many of those comments have multiple questions. So this is going to be like a feature-length film by the time we're done with this, so I'm just gonna stop bullshitting so we can get on with this. So let's dive right in. What was your favorite meme of 2016? Ooh. That's a tough one. I have to think back into my memory banks now. You know the one? The crying Jordan over the tarp on the World Series? That was a good one. That was like the last crying Jordan that I've ever laughed at. And that's the one I can think of off the top of my head. I gotta keep rolling, so I'm sorry if that's not a good answer. What games did you always wanted to buy? Okay, so when I was a kid, there was this game called... Oh, I actually have it now. Could I set this on here without breaking anything? Oh, goodness, can you see my ass at the moment? I apologize. Except I don't apologize because my ass is beautiful. Just like the rest of me. World's Scariest Police Chases. Saw it in a department store, like, catalog, and I wanted it ever since. And I've only played like 2 minutes of it, so, yeah. And I bought it like 3 years ago, so. That is a game that I always wanted to buy. That's a pretty boring answer, but I'm sorry. What was the best and worst moment of 2016 for you? Gotta be, best moment, undoubtedly, Chicago Cubs winning the World Series. That is 15 years personally of frustration and pent-up fucking angst. 2015 was crushing. When they lost, got fucking swept. That was absolutely crushing. And I didn't know if I could handle another year of waiting for this shit. But now that they finally have it, I'm like, oh, freedom, freedom. Christ, come down and just take me. I don't even care anymore. Cathartic release. Worst moment, on the other hand, for me personally, I'm going to say losing out on that scholarship money way back in June. Or, not even June, it was like August. I have a video of that up there. But yeah, that was pretty shitty. If you don't count Truex blowing an engine at Talladega. What if Jimmie Johnson never joined Hendrick? Well, that's a good idea for a video. Thank you for the idea. Yeah, I'm gonna do more what if videos. And I'm not stealing, by the way. They're my own. And, yeah. What if Jimmie Johnson never joined Hendrick? I won't tell you now because I will make that video now. It's a good idea. Thank you for the idea. So, how is your sex life? Tommy Wiseau wants to know. Non-existent, if you need to know. If you need to know, it's kind of non-existent. 1 to 10, 1 being bad and 10 being good. Okay, here we go. 47. 6. 41. 9. 2. 8. 5. 7. 13. If we're talking about Casey, go 10. If we're talking about Ty, negative 5,000. 21. 9. 24. 8. 88. 6. 14. Well, if we're talking about Tony, 10. If we're talking about Boyer, fucking negative 5 million. 6, I'd give a 8. 42, I'm gonna go 10. And 1, I'll say 7. Hope that's a good enough answer. Has Brian France gone full retard, or will there be worse to come? Okay, people. If there's 2 things that I've learned from watching NASCAR, 2 things that you never underestimate. Number 1 is Jimmie Johnson's ability to come out of nowhere and win a fucking championship. And number 2 is Brian France's stupidity. You never underestimate the stupidity of Brian France. Never underestimate. But that being said, I don't know how much worse it can get than it already is. I don't know how old that is. Do you think Kurt Busch knows of you making songs off of his epic rages? I like to think that he does. And like whenever he listens to In the Air Tonight, all he can think of is lots of fucking, I gotta say. Lots of fucking. I like to imagine that he plays one of those songs, like when he's with his wife in bed. Just for, like, that little bit of extra motivation. Just hearing fuck being shouted at you so that you know what to do so Kurt doesn't forget. Because Kurt is forgetful. Little known fact. What is your favorite NASCAR / stock car related movie and or racing movie? I'm gonna be boring and go with Talladega Nights. Still laugh at that no matter how many times I watch it. But other than that, does the start of Final Destination 4 count? Does that count? Because that's some good shit. It's so stupid and it's so unbelievably stupid. If you're a racing fan, you gotta see that. If you're anyone, you gotta see that scene at the beginning of Final Destination. Do you think that Greg Biffle will be able to get a last-minute ride for the 2017 season? No, everything's closing up. Thor Sports all closed up. If there's any justice in this world, Moffat will be in the other Red Horse truck. And not really anything open in Xfinity. Nothing really open in Cup. I'd say he does not. But you never know. He might go back to the West Coast and do dirt track racing again like he did before he started racing in NASCAR. What's the next question? So my question for you is, when did you first get into NASCAR and what did you like most? Okay, started getting into NASCAR around 2001, 2002. I don't really remember much. All I know is that my aunt really liked Tony Stewart. My other aunt really liked Dale Earnhardt Jr. My grandma really liked Michael Waltrip. And my uncle really liked Mark Martin. And I like Mark Martin, so I guess you could tell where I got that from now. None of us liked Jeff Gordon. Everyone hated Jeff Gordon, so I kind of inherited that as well. And what did I like? Oh, yeah, and I started watching, like, as much as I could in 2004. Like, 2002 was kind of my introduction. 2003 was kind of getting into it. And then, like, the NASCAR video games is what solidified that adoration of NASCAR. And then 2004 is when I started, like, watching every single week. Like, if I could. I hope that is a good answer. And what did I like most? I like the cars. Like, even though I hate Jeff Gordon so much, still loved his car. His car was awesome. The cars just looked so good. And, like, I was a natural car kid. Because that's all I cared about when I was little. Was cars. And, like, food. If that makes sense. Cars and video games. And you put the two together, I will fall in love with it. And that is why I'm a NASCAR fan. Your honest opinion of John Cena. Well, when I first got into WWE, I was like, whatever, John Cena, yay, I guess. And then, once I started getting into the internet and I found out, like, all these clips, like, these compilation clips of John Cena being stupid, I was like, why do people like this guy again? And present day, I'm like, I have to acknowledge that, yeah, John Cena's put in the time, and he's had an all-around respect for the company, and a respect for the fans, and a respect for working out, obviously. But I just don't like him. He's a good guy, yeah, does all that Make-A-Wish stuff, and that's like, good job, John, good job, everyone loves you, but could you maybe stay out of the main picture? And I think that once he started getting away from the main picture and we had Roman to hate more, it was like, you know, a lot. It eased off my hatred of John Cena. It really eased off. And now I'm like, whenever I watch a pay-per-view, I'm like, okay, so step 1, do the finisher, kick out. Okay, step 2, do their finisher, kick out. Step 3, steal the finisher, kick out. Step 4, do your opponent does the AA. Next step, go into the STF, and then be there for a long time, gets closer to the ring ropes, pull him away. Next step is sell their finisher again, kick out at 2, and then usually immediately after that into an AA and the match is over. Like, it's really formulaic. You can see all these John Cena pay-per-view matches coming from a mile away. You can predict every step, every movement, every, you know, every footstep. Like, every time someone takes a single step forward, you can freaking, you know, you can calculate that. That's how formulaic John Cena matches are. But at the same time, I understand how valuable he is to the company and how important he has been over the years, and I can respect him for that, but I just honestly don't want to see him anymore is all. Hopefully that's a good answer. Favorite Iron Maiden song? Ooh, good question. That would be probably something off of Power Slave. Power Slave is what got me into Iron Maiden. Any song off of there, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Aces High. The Trooper, from a different album, obviously. If you want an Iron Maiden song that's pretty good, but you've probably never heard before, Blood Brothers, off of, oh, which album was it? I don't remember which album it was, but it was the one right after Blaze was done and Bruce Dickinson came back. That their very first album after that, it was like 1990 or 2002 maybe. I'm not sure, but it's Blood Brothers. It's pretty good. I like it. Favorite porn stars? Ain't got none. I've been on the record saying that I rather look at images than videos. Well, at the same time, you could probably search keywords like specific porn star images, but whatever. I don't have any. I don't keep track. If I see something good, I'm like, good job. Don't know who you are, but keep doing what you're doing. What music do you like? This is a fun question because before Sonic Fantar got taken down, I put up a whole bunch of best songs you've never heard videos. And that was a lot of fun to make and a lot of fun to put out there. But if you want a quick answer, you should check out my allmusic.com account. I'll link the list in the description, but there's a list of like, I think just over 60 albums that are my favorite of all time. Some stuff on there, example would be like Pitch Shifter, their website album. What else is on there? Obviously like Metallica, Ride the Lightning. I'm a bit of a like metalhead faggot, okay? I'll be perfectly honest, bit of a metalhead faggot, because if you look through my freaking iTunes, besides all the Phil Collins, you'd see 1 Minute Silence, Fear Factory, basically the Test Drive 5 soundtrack, KMFDM, Pitch Shifter, Gravity Kills, not so much Gravity Kills, but 9 Inch Nails. They got a new album or EP out right at the end of last year, by the way. Very ambient. I liked it. So yeah, that's basically a rundown, but I'll link the list in the description. You can see all my favorite albums, and then everything will be wonderful and happy. It's already cold. God damn it. Gotta get through this video quicker. Can you review Midnight Club 3, or did you already do that? Yes. I will eventually review every game that I own. That's why REGIO, Regio. That's why I put Regio at the end of all my game reviews, because it's the review every game I own challenge. And I own Midnight Club 3. So, you will eventually see it, but that will not be the next review. The next review is Ford Racing for PS1. I'm going to try to make that a bit more of a fun review. A lot less, you know, by the books, but a lot more like out there, kind of zany, like JonTron. Actually, I shouldn't say JonTron because everyone hates JonTron now. I still love him. JonTron on Sargon of Akkad was like combining two greats. Combining the two things into one that I like in this world now is calling out stupidity and JonTron. Would you rather have Joey Logano leave NASCAR forever, Carl Edwards style, or permanent world peace and the Cubs winning several World Series titles in a row? Well, like I said before, I kind of got my, you know, climax out of the 2016 World Series. So I'd be fine with them not winning a World Series for a while. So I'm going to go with Logano going away forever. I mean, permanent world peace is a little boring if you ask me. We need to have a little bit of death here and there to spice things up. So yeah, I'm gonna go with option 1. By the way, your icon is gorgeous. There. Now, if Cheez-Its ever sponsors me in real life, they can pay me for this video. What manufacturing company do you like most in NASCAR? I'm gonna go with Ford. Back in 2004 and 2005 when I started watching racing, since I was a fan of Mark Martin, I was a fan of all of his teammates. Biffle, Kenseth, Edwards, Curtis. And they were so dominant back then. They were just murdering the field. Yeah. So it was really easy to like them. And now it's difficult because we have Logano on one hand and Roush being a complete shit show on the other. So it's hard to still like Ford in this day and age, but I'm trying, man. Bubba Wallace is keeping me in, man. Ooh, which one has the best chance to win in the future? I am gonna go with Ford. You know, I'm gonna say Ford now because of Stewart-Haas Racing moving to Ford. That has been the most powerful team since 2014. At least the 4-car has been anyway. You could argue that in 2016, at the end and like right after the summer stretch ended, when Hendrick started coming alive again, that they were the dominant team again in NASCAR. But Stewart-Haas Racing and the 4-car specifically has been so strong that it is going to bring valuable information to other Ford teams, hopefully. Please, Roush. Does Suarez do anything in the 19 car this year? I guess this kind of spoils the predictions video that I'm going to make here. Although I don't even know if I'm going to upload this before then. I probably won't upload this before then. So in that case, Suarez, does he do anything in the 19 car this year? Nah. 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 No. Very, very unlikely. Even though, like, JGR has been dominant for the last 2 years, it's not going to help Suarez. Especially with Ford pumping all that money into Stewart-Haas Racing. Hendrick getting the championship money from last year, going to be a powerful force once again. Furniture Row, you know, I don't think he can stand up to that, to be perfectly honest. If so, who will be Rookie of the Year? Poor grammar, I'm sorry. Rookie of the Year. I think you just gotta hand it on a silver platter to Jones. I mean, unless something catastrophic happens at Furniture Row this year, you gotta hand it on a silver platter to Erik Jones. Have you played Cards Against Humanity? If so, do you remember the best answer from a game? I have not played Cards Against Humanity for too long. It has been so long, but there was one on the Brain Scratch Com guys played Cards Against Humanity a while back. And they had a really good answer, but I can't remember it right now. I'd have to look back through, but yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was pretty good. I'll have to play that with some people on the channel someday. Okay, do you know Formula E? Yes, I do. Do I plan on making it a review series on this channel? Probably not. Do you prefer the sound of a V8 or a Tesla? Never heard a Tesla, to be honest, so I'm going to go with V8. If NASCAR survives the idiocy of Brian France, do you think it will become an all-electric sport in the future? Honestly, this is going to be controversial, but I don't see NASCAR surviving the electric age unless those, like, hybrid cars that they're developing in, like, Le Mans right now, unless those take off and are easy to produce in rapid rates for, like, NASCAR, I don't see NASCAR surviving past the electric age, and we're still going to have gas power, you know, for the foreseeable future. But like 50 years from now, when it would probably be an all-electric sport by then, if they can't develop a hybrid motor that can produce what the cars in NASCAR produce now, then it's just not meant to be. So, all-electric sport in the future, it has to, or else it's going to die. But, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be an interesting watch. Will you ever get an Xbox One? Probably not. I don't see the need to get an Xbox One. I already have a PC, and if I absolutely must to play new games, upgrade to Windows 10. I will, but I don't see the need to get an Xbox One. If anything, I'll get a PS4 just for like the PlayStation exclusive titles. but I don't see a need to ever get an Xbox One, to be 100% honest. Have you ever tried the Monster Energy drink? Does it taste good or bad? Yes, I did. I have tried exactly 1 can of Monster Energy, and it was only because NASCAR did it. It was back in December, I want to say. I went and grabbed one. And to my surprise, it's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it tasted nice. Better than a lot of energy drinks like Red Bull. Like, Red Bull gives you a lot of energy, but it doesn't taste that good. Monster Energy actually does. The regular one, I bought the Plain Jane. Plain Jane and Monster Energy, no flavoring. It was pretty good to my surprise. Due to Monster Energy drink being the new Cup Series sponsor, do you think the sales of Monster Energy drink will go higher, resulting in the death of dozens of people? Well, I don't know how the death is factoring in, but I do think Monster Energy will get better sales. Especially because I assume, like, concession stands at racetracks are gonna, like, have them at discounted prices to, like, water. Have water for $5 or a Monster Energy can for $4, you know. They totally do that, but anyway. Yeah, I don't see where the deaths are tying in here, but... Will you do a full review on NASCAR Heat Evolution? I was going to, but then I didn't really see a reason to anymore. It's a bit late going here to make a review for NASCAR Heat Evolution. Like, the game's been out for so long, and I'm sure that if you care at all about it, you've played it yourself and you've formed your own opinion at this point. Like, I wrote something out, but I never filmed it because I didn't think it was really good when I read back through it again, but... Yeah, I'm not... yeah. I don't plan on it, but if there's, like, unanimous, like, 1,000 comments in this section in this video that says, "Review NASCAR Heat Evolution, you piece of shit," then maybe I'll consider it. What did Joey Logano specifically do to make him your most hated driver? Don't tell us the event. Specify exactly what he did. Well, it happened... I went from neutral to hated on Logano when he performed a bump and run on Mark Martin in the 2012 Pocono race. Even though Martin had older tires and he had 20 laps, like 20 laps to get the pass complete. But no, he just bump and runs him. You don't bump and run the cleanest fucking driver in the NASCAR series of all time. Do you hear that? Well, I don't know what the hell that was. Yeah. And then after that, it only built from there, like the 2013 Fontana race where he wrecked Hamlin, and before finding out if he was okay or not, said that he deserved it. Turns out, Hamlin broke his back. Yeah, pretty fucking callous, I'm gonna say. Any hair on this? Fucking ass floor. Who was your most hated driver before Logano? Jimmie Johnson. Easily. This was 2 years after he got 5 straight championships. Who was your most favorite driver before Truex? Mark Martin, man. Have you even watched this channel? How many rants do you think you'll make about NASCAR during the season? I'm sure I'm going to have to rant about every single race, because that's what's going to happen. Something stupid is going to happen every single race, and I'm just going to be sitting back like, what in the hell is going on? I expect it. I'm prepared. If you were looking sport you would watch instead of football... Oh, if I was looking for a sport that I would watch instead of football, would I pick hockey, tennis, rugby, or soccer? Well... I'm gonna go with soccer because I already know about it, so I already understand kind of what's going on, kind of the idea behind it. I'd pick soccer. Like, I'm not one of those Americans that think that soccer's full of shit. Like, I'd still watch football regular over it, but not... Yeah. I mean, I'm open-minded about it as a thing. Not gonna call it fucking football, though, because we got our own football, bitch! Are you surprised Rico Abreu doesn't have a ride in the Truck Series? I'm not surprised. He really didn't have a sponsor tied to him, because I'm pretty sure the sponsor of the 98, like Safe Lock or something, I don't know what the hell it was. But they were with Johnny Sauter before he moved to GMS. So the sponsor was already on the 98 to begin with. Yeah. So he really didn't have a sponsor keeping him tied up there. And I'd still say that Abreu is better than Ben Rhodes, but Ben Rhodes has a sponsor and Rico doesn't. So yeah. How do you feel about Ricky Stenhouse and Clint Bowyer's chances of winning this year? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say 0. Be perfectly honest. Stenhouse, you might get a Christmas miracle and win at Bristol, but I doubt it. And the 14 car has been consistently the worst car at Stewart-Haas since 2013. So yeah, gonna go with neither of them have a shot in hell. I don't think either of them will win. You think Greg Galding will be wrecking in the Cup Series like Brian Scott did? Yeah. Yeah, I do, actually. Everyone was so worried about bringing the caution clock to Cup. They did! In the form of Greg Galding. Do you think tracks like New Hampshire, Marsville, and Richmond should be repaved instead of 1.5 mile and 2 mile racetracks? I think that New Hampshire should be reconfigured altogether. But then again, it's such a hot spot for modifieds that I don't think it would be a good decision. Martinsville, on the other hand, is perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about Martinsville. Richmond, the spring Richmond race was great, but the Chase Cutoff race really wasn't. I think Richmond's fine. The tracks that I think should be repaved or reconfigured in general would be Kansas. Make Kansas into like a 3/4 mile short track. Model it kind of off of like, oh man, what fucking track is that? Myrtle Beach, I think, or New Smyrna. It's either Myrtle Beach or New Smyrna. One of those two. So that's the way that Kansas should be. And I think like where else? Michigan should be reconfigured as well. I think they should just raise the banks at Richmond and make it a restrictor track. That's different than Talladega and Daytona. So a restrictor plate track, that's a D. And keep California the same. Goodness gracious, don't change a thing about Cali. Who do you think is the all-time best stock car driver? All-time best stock car driver? That's a real good question. Dick Trickle is a great answer. Buddy Baker might be the closest one. But beyond that, Dick Trickle is a great answer to that question. Hey Kamikaze, how do you feel about Greg Galding driving for BK in 2017? I hope he gets paid. That's the only hope that I have. I hope that he and both he and Corey LaJoie get paid. That's all I hope. I mean, BK ain't for shit, so it doesn't really matter what like anyone says about them. They aren't gonna do anything. So yeah. Did you know Tony Stewart killed a man in cold blood? No, I was not aware, actually. You're gonna have to point me to that because I haven't heard a thing about that. That's very interesting. I think that would be like major headline news if that was the case. I mean, unless of course you're talking about the Kevin Ward incident, in which case, I've debunked that so many times that I can't even count. And if you don't want my word for it, then take Undertaker Freak 1127's. Take his word for it, because he made a fucking video about it too. So yeah. What is, in your opinion, the worst NASCAR race of all time? I think the worst race of all time would probably be between the 2008 Brickyard 400, where all the tire issues were going on, and then the other one would be the 2003 Daytona 500, where it literally ended halfway. Like, they got to 3 laps past halfway, and then it rained, and it was over. So I really hope that people got a refund on those tickets, because I wouldn't pay Daytona 500 prices to see half a godforsaken race. I'm gonna say that. Just gonna put that out there. But the worst, I didn't see either of those, so the worst race that I've personally seen myself, I want to say either the 2015 Brickyard 400 or the 2016 Brickyard 400. Both of those races, you know, just the Brickyard races in general. The Indy 500 is so great, but the Brickyard 400 is so shit. Just the way the cookie crumbles. What do you think of NASCAR's new format after not changing it since the beginning of it? What? I don't get this question. I was gonna make an honest opinions video on the new format eventually. And don't know when that'll take place. I don't know, to be perfectly honest. But, if you want my, like, live, just raw, just immediate reaction to it, you can just watch the live stream that I did. Because it's pretty obvious when it starts, because I go quiet and start pacing the room, wondering what in the hell is going on. It's pretty obvious when it happens, but yeah, live stream. It should be easy to find, because it's one of the only videos that I have with 1,000 views in the past month. What are your expectations for the 2017 NASCAR season? For Cup, I just want it to be good. I just want it to be good. I want this format to not be stupid. I want the segments to work. I want the chase to make sense. And I want to see good racing. That's all I want. It's all I want. As far as Xfinity is concerned, I think Xfinity is going to be a better season than last year. I mean, you can't get much worse than last year. But at the same time, they are actively making changes, like the package for Xfinity has changed. Now, instead of having a splitter that you could raft down the godforsaken Nile River on, just sitting on that splitter, now it makes sense. And like the spoilers all small and shit. Yeah, it's yeah. Happy for Xfinity and trucks. I think the new format is going to fuck trucks up the ass. Because the problem is that the caution clock used to be 20 minutes. Okay? Used to be 20 minutes and we'd be guaranteed a caution. Now, the segments are so short in the truck series that it's going to be less than 20 minutes that there's going to be breaks. I'm going to take Pocono as a specific example. They release as going to be 15, 15, 30. You can't even make 20 minutes in 15 laps around Pocono in the truck series. It's a caution clock with a looser chain. I can't stand the format in trucks. They've ruined trucks. Would you rather play Flat Out 2 or Flat Out Ultimate Carnage? And would I do a Let's Play of Ultimate Carnage? I don't see a reason to, because I already played Flat Out 2, which you acknowledge. I will say that, but I was going to play Ultimate Carnage, but then the recording fucked up, so I had to move to console. So, yeah. Also, it wouldn't save. Like the frickin' Windows Games thing that you have to sign into, it didn't even save the game. So the recording fucked up, and it didn't save. Terrible, terrible optimization. But no, I don't want to. I would rather play Flat Out 2, in case you're wondering. Have you ever played Midnight Club 2 or 3? If so, which would you rather do a Let's Play on? Obviously, I've played Midnight Club 3. I was going to do a Let's Play on that, but never did. Because I did it way too early. I said in the comment section, leave a comment if you want me to do one thing or if you want me to do the other thing. I don't remember what the options were, but I never got a comment, and I was just waiting for anyone to say something. Anyone. No one said a damn thing, so I was just like, okay, I guess we'll forget that Midnight Club 3 ever happened. Midnight Club 2. I've never played Midnight Club 2. Never played Midnight Club 2. Have you ever tried Need for Speed Underground 1? Not that you have to, but I was hoping you'd do a Let's Play on it because it's my third favorite game. Yeah. have I ever tried Need for Speed Underground? I've had the game since its release. Okay, that's a lie. It came out in 2003 and I got it in 2004. Anyway, I have had that game for a while. And I was going to do a Let's Play on Need for Speed Underground 1 after Need for Speed Carbon, which we're going to do after Need for Speed Most Wanted. So, you will get your wish in a long time, I will admit, but you will eventually get your wish. If you had the option to own one, Chevy Corvette or Dodge Charger. Now, we got to get into the specifics of this question. What year? Is it brand new? Because if it's brand new, I want the Corvette. But if we're going to do like any year, I'd like a 1971 Dodge Charger. Because that's a car that I had in Gran Turismo 2 and I just kicked ass in it. I mean, I'd take a 69 Charger. Just to like paint it like the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard or whatever, but... yeah, I'd like a 71 Charger, but a brand new Corvette, sign me up. If Winston, Busch Beer, and Craftsman were still the title sponsors for the top 3 series today, would you rather have it be those or what the title sponsors are now? No, I don't know. I think Camping World is a pretty good sponsor for the truck series. I think anything other than Xfinity would be good for the Busch series. Like if the Xfinity series was sponsored by like Under Armour, I think that would honestly make a pretty good series. Under Armour Cup series, or not Cup series, just Under Armour series. As far as Monster Energy, well, I don't know. We'd have to see how this year goes first, but I'm excited for Monster Energy. I'd like to see what they got up their sleeves, you know. NASCAR Thunder 2004 or NASCAR Thunder 2002. I've played more of 2004, and I would go with 2004, honestly. And the reason is because my copy of NASCAR Thunder 2004 makes my PS2 really... I mean, NASCAR Thunder 2002 makes my PS2, like, really loud. Like it's overheating. And I don't like that because it's annoying. So I'm going to go with NASCAR Thunder 2004. NASCAR Heat the original or NASCAR Heat Evolution. On principle, I'm going to say the original, but I haven't honestly played it. Honestly, I did not play the original NASCAR Heat, so can't say for sure. Do you think that Martin Truex Jr. will get screwed over this season with the new format? Yeah. Out of all the people, it will probably be Truex. So it wouldn't surprise me. Do you hate any of the present Joe Gibbs Racing drivers, including Jones? So that's Hamlin, Busch, I'm assuming Suarez, and Kenseth. So, fine with Denny, fine with Matt. I just don't like Suarez. He just puts me off. Like it's so forced. It's so forced. Like he's not even that good. Like the only reason that he won this year is because Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series was, oh my god, so far and beyond the best team that the only races that Daniel Suarez was the best Joe Gibbs car was Michigan and Dover. The races that he won at besides the final race. Those were the only 2 races that Suarez genuinely was the better car out of anyone at Joe Gibbs. And last year, it was just a fucking shit show after shit show. Suarez was horrible last year. It's just so forced. Everyone's all like, well, you gotta like him, Kamikaze. Otherwise, the hell's wrong with my voice? You gotta like him, Kamikaze. Otherwise, you're racist. And I'm like, no, he just sucks. No, no, senor. No, senor. He's just not good. He's just not good. And Kyle Busch. I think you should know by now. I would be a fan of Kyle Busch if he didn't race in the Xfinity Series. Said it 10,000 times now. 10,001. And I don't hate Eric Jones, by the way. Do you think Roush Fenway will ever get back to winning? If they try to do what they did at Talladega before McMurray blew up and Greg Biffle was about to pull a win out of his ass, if they do that, yes. Are they going to win a race on raw speed ever again? Probably not. If you remember the 2011 NASCAR season, Would you rather have one of those type seasons happen again or a 2016-like season? 2016 was the best season of NASCAR since 2011. And I'm going to honestly say that 2016 was better. I still think that the year 2001, besides the death of Dale Earnhardt, was the best season of NASCAR of all time. 2011 is second, and no, 2016 would be second that I've seen, and 2011's down to third. So I'd pick last year, so hopefully, but I don't know, man, I don't know. What game recorder do you use, and what mic do you use? I use Elgato Game Capture HD for console games, and I use Bandicam for computer games. This microphone that I'm using right now is the Samson Meteor mic. It was like $70 when I bought it. It's a condenser, so it's really high quality as long as you don't like scream into it. And yeah. The other microphone that I use, that's at college right now, is the Audio-Technica AT2020. And that one's also a condenser, so it also sounds good as long as you don't scream into it. So basically, as long as you don't scream into a condenser microphone, most of them are just fine. But the Samson Meteor mic is more portable, so I could take it places. I could take it outside, so I could do NASCAR reviews outside, you know, like I did last year. And yeah. That's the answer to that question. Brad Keselowski or Kyle Busch? Who do you hate more? Easily Kyle Busch. It's no competition. What's your favorite rock song or top 5? You can't decide. Oh, that's such a broad question. I could put anything into that top 5 list. But, Pearl Jam Black would be in the top 5. Alice in Chains Nutshell, if you count that as a rock track. Less so than an acoustic track. Then I put that in there. Best rock song, man. That's so broad. Like, I could put, like, Rolling Stones in there. I could put some Elvis in there. That's too broad of a question, but I'll go with Pearl Jam Black just to answer the question. Between The Amazing World of Gumball and Steven Universe, which would I watch for 5 hours? I think the answer to that question is pretty obvious. Not gonna lie. Amazing World of Gumball is what got me back into cartoons again. I didn't watch cartoons like for a long time before that. And I just on a whim was like, well, people on the internet say this show is decent, so let's find out for sure. And I know that one said that was the last one. Well, that's clearly a lie. Would you either have Nazareth Speedway rebuilt or North Wilkesboro revived? North Wilkesboro, easily. Oh, man. I almost made a Facebook just to join the Save North Wilkesboro group, but I didn't. And can you do a what if Robbie Gordon didn't retire? Yeah, I could right now. He would still be driving the 7. He might do decent at road courses. He'd probably finish in about 20th in the standings. Actually, not even that. Probably like 26th. And yeah. Tommy Baldwin Racing would be driving with the 36. That's about all that changes. Gonna be honest. Robbie Gordon's team in NASCAR wasn't that good. I think Super Trucks is a good fit for him, and I like what he's doing. Can you put your Kurt Busch fuck files up for download so we can make our own Kurt Busch fuck remixes if we can't spend hours getting our own files? Okay, there is one single solitary for one. There is only one file that I use that has Kurt Busch's voice in it. And it's the NASCAR Quotes Cussing Special by, I think, Pac-Man Cucumber. I'm probably wrong. But I think it's Pac-Man Cucumber, and it's NASCAR Quotes Cussing Special. And it's about 2 minutes in, is where the fucking Einstein stuff comes in. So, that is the only file that I use. Actually, I lie. Whenever you hear the word you, whenever Kurt says you, That is from the Bob Pockrass incident. So that's 2 videos that I use. I use the Bob Pockrass video, and I use NASCAR Quotes Cussing Special. And that's it. What is your favorite video game not in the racing genre? Not in the racing genre. Destroy All Humans is pretty fun. I would say Grand Theft Auto, but that has cars in it, so I feel like it's cheating. Oh, Spider-Man 2 on PS2. That's a good one as well. I did a review on that. ESPN NFL 2K5. That's a great football game. Ace Combat 5 is phenomenal. Ace Combat 5 should have had like an Oscar winner or something. I don't know. Oscar for best video game. That's all I can see over there. Yeah. Oh, and MLB 08 The Show. Actually, any show game. Any MLB The Show game. I only say 08 because that's the one that I have a franchise that has gone into the year 2100, so... yeah. Oh wait, there's still more questions. More road courses or more local short tracks to the NASCAR schedule? Ooh. Okay, can we divide this up? Can we say more road courses in the Cup Series and more local short tracks in Xfinity and Trucks? That's what I think. With how crappy the Xfinity Series has been, with this exciting and quite depressing silly season, how high are your hopes for it? I have hope. I have a single follicle of hope. And that's because they're changing the things so that the splitter, you can't, you can't shovel snow with the splitter and clear your, and clear 10 inches off your driveway in 5 minutes. No, it's not that big anymore. It's actually a sensible size, and so is the spoiler. And that makes me happy. It makes me happy, so I have this much more hope in the Xfinity Series. Oh yeah, and they're getting rid of freaking Cup drivers, kinda. Enough for now. They need to do more, but it's enough for now. What is a movie you are most excited for coming out? What was that movie that I saw a trailer for earlier? Get Out, I think is the title. Cars 3, obviously. Honestly, yeah, that one movie, Get Out, I think is what it's called. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen many trailers lately. Can you feel it? Hell yeah, I can. I've been recording for an hour, and I'm not even halfway done. Dear Jesus, ugh. What would have happened to Jeff Green if Dale Sr. didn't die and Harvick got 30 like planned in 02? I was going to do, by request, a what if Dale Sr. didn't die. So I will save it until then. But if you want to, sneak peek, I think that Jeff Green joins the RCR Busch Series program and wins an actual, championship in the Busch Series again in either like 2002, because I think yeah, I don't know if they have Kevin Harvick in the Xfinity Series in 2002 or if they just keep him in Cup full time and then give that car to Jeff Green. But I think Jeff Green would probably bring Nesquik along with him if it was the Busch Series still, so that's what I think. But I will make a more concise video in the future. Are you going to make more fanfiction readings in the future? Yeah! Obviously! I would not let a series like that die. We still got 2 more chapters of Morgan Freeman right now. I have 5 different stories that I could make into blind fanfiction readings that I've had saved for, I'd say, a good 10 months. And I haven't opened them, obviously, because it's blind fanfiction reading. So the stuff is there, I just need to find the time, basically. I don't really have the time to make those videos. I have all the time in the world to make, Kurt Busch videos. I don't have any time at all to make fanfiction readings, so... when I get time, I will, but for now, Be patient, please. If you were able to change the chase schedule but not the format, what tracks would you put in each round and the season finale? Yeah, I already wrote this out. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I will put it on the screen. The order, and like in the rounds, like the 3-3-3-1. I have a picture of it, and you're probably looking at it right now. But that is the order. I would still keep Homestead at the end. And yeah. Yeah. Who is more BS, NASCAR or YouTube? That is a good question. I'm gonna go with NASCAR for one reason. YouTube responded. When I put in the counter notification, they responded quick and timely. And in the same day that I got the copyright strike was gone. So I will give props to YouTube right now. So for now, I'm going to say it's NASCAR, but that can change. Do you have any friends? I used to. But then they all went to different colleges. I used to have like 15 people that I could hang out with like at any time. And now they're all over the damn place and I can't. So I went from 15 friends to like 3. Which is just depressing. Finish this sentence with whatever pops into your head first. Okay. First word that pops in my head. Today's NASCAR is fake. Dislike button works. No. To be serious. It's so fake. So manufactured. So fabricated. There's no genuine racing anymore. Like, these stages, just an arbitrary caution flag to end an arbitrary stage at an arbitrary point in the race. It's just so you can have an arbitrary amount of points that don't matter, because if you don't win, you're not safe anyway. It's just so fake. It's just not real anymore. It's so fake. That's why we need to support ARCA as much as possible. And hope to fucking Jesus Christ that they don't go to a chase for it. Can you give me and Super Sparkles a shout out? Well, I don't know who Super Sparkles is, but I can give you a shout out, BusMac25. Job, man. Do you like basketball? If so, what's your favorite team? I don't care at all about basketball, to be perfectly honest. I didn't even really get into it, if you could call watching high school games, getting into it, until like my sophomore year of high school, when the people that were playing in those high school games were people I actually knew. So I was actually like, come on, person I know, do something. However, I will say that the Villanova NCAA championship game, that was good. I enjoyed watching that. The pizza is finally gone after all these years. When will you make a video / state your thoughts on the new and improved race formats for the 3 main series? Like I said, at some point, hopefully. But if you need to see any reactions I have, just check out the live video. Why do you love / eat Little Caesars all the time? Favorite order / experience? Well, it's not really because I just love it to no end. It's just because that's the closest place to the college. Like, it's only 3 blocks away, as opposed to like everywhere else that I like. You have to drive all the way across town, like into the interstate, and it's just not worth it. I mean, it's like, there's Little Caesars over there, or I could go wait in line for hours and hours at McDonald's or Wendy's. I go to Wendy's more often, Burger King. Taco John's is usually pretty open, but by the time you get there, get your fucking order, and then get back, your parking spot's taken again. So, really, that's the only reason I go there so often. I'd go to other places if I didn't worry about getting my parking spot stolen. Yeah. Okay, so who do I have for ROTY in all of the series? Obviously, Jones. As for Xfinity, who's even a rookie in the Xfinity series this year? Who is even a rookie? I don't even know. Spencer Gallagher is. That's the only rookie that... Oh, and William Byron. Yeah. I guess you gotta give it to William Byron. And, Truck Series. Corbin Forrester, please! Actually, I'm going to go with Grant Enfinger, because I think he did not qualify for Rookie of the Year last year, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll probably be Enfinger. Which Monster Rookie will get a win this year, if any? Don't want to answer that because it will spoil the predictions video. When will you make a NASCAR 2017? Soon! Probably before this is even uploaded. 6. What the hell is Casey Mears' situation right now? I have no idea, dude. And I wish I did. Because... yeah. RCR deserves to give him a ride somewhere. Because because Richard Childress has already kicked him out of 2 cars. The 07 and the 13 now. He deserves... Richard Childress fucking should give him something in return for this shit. Will Alex Bowman ever race in a monster car again? Yes! He will be in the Clash! But in general, yeah, after one of the Hendrick drivers retire, or Boyer retires, he will go into one of those cars. How about Elliott Sadler, or maybe Blake Cook in the Monster Series? With the impressive finishes last year. Oh. I personally don't see Blake Cook ever making it to the Cup Series. I think he's got it made in the shade with the Leaf Filter Racing or whatever the hell it's called. Because that's an RCR affiliate and it's a very good car. It only came alive at the end of the year, but still, it's still a good car. So if he could get like a full season in, I think he could contend for a championship, but I don't know if he'll ever make the Cup Series. As far as Elliott Sadler is concerned, I think his time in the sun his time in the sun has passed. But he's having a good time in Xfinity, so I don't think he's really minding that much. How do you feel about Ben Rhodes keeping his ThorSport ride and Cameron Haley not? Fuck Ben Rhodes, sincerely. I'd make a video, but I feel like I already did at one point. Yeah, in a race review, I had a mini Ben Rhodes rant, and I got out everything that I think then. And before anyone goes into the comment section of this video and is like, Kamikaze, why do you hate Ben Rhodes? Don't say what race, tell us specifically. Specifically, he sucked in junior motorsports equipment in 2015. He wrecked every fucking race in Truck Series in 2016. And he owes Corbin Forrester a truck for Talladega because Ben Rhodes, being a fucking moron, caused the big one to come out, and Corbin Forrester had a chance to get a top 10 and even conceivably a win in that 5 truck at Talladega last year. He had the truck to contend, and Ben Rhodes, being a fucking idiot, ruined it. The one and only chance that Corbin Forrester probably is ever going to get, the one single solitary deserved chance that he fucking deserved, that he earned in that 5. And Ben Rhodes fucking fucked it up the ass. I hate Ben Rhodes. How do you feel about Todd Gilliland? I haven't seen him race enough to know for sure, but he seems nice. Fuck me in the ass. Okay, we're gonna do rapid fire so we get through this quicker. Who is your favorite NASCAR stop motion series on YouTube? Gonna go with Double E Dude. He was the first one that I watched, so yeah. Patriots or Falcons? Falcons. Fuck the Patriots. Drake or Meek Mill? I'm gonna go with Ice Cube, to be honest. If you could go up to Kate Upton and say one thing, what would it be? I'd like to go uptown with you. I'm cringy. Favorite defunct NASCAR track? North Wilkesboro. Opinion on the Rolex 24. It was great until the non-call on Albie. He fucking dumped Albie. And yeah, I'll admit, it was a bit of a questionable, like, gray area kind of thing. Like, I could see how people could say that it wasn't an accident. And I can see people who would say that it wasn't an accident. But you can't say That fucking thing that Jeff Gordon did to, who was it? I don't remember. One guy coming off of pit road just fucking body slammed him like an idiot. And they didn't penalize him for it. Like, that should have been a clear-cut and obvious penalty. They didn't do anything, so I don't know what the fuck that was all about. I think that a penalty should have come on that car at the Jeff Gordon one, not so much the Albie one, but still pissed me off because from the start I was rooting for Albie, well, you know, Albie, Fittipaldi, and Barbosa, and I was also rooting for the Andy Lally, Wilkins, Catherine Ledge, and one other guy that I knew, right? One other guy. Who was the other guy? I don't remember who the other guy was. And that was the guy that, and Andy Lally was the one that fucking wrecked to bring out the caution that led to fucking Taylor winning. So that was just a fucking shit show in the last 5 minutes of that fucking race. How much ISMA do you watch other than the Rolex 24? Whatever's on. Whatever's on. I don't seek it out, but if I see it, I'll watch it. Do you think the rumors of adding Lime Rock Park to the NCWTS schedule are true? And will it be a good place for NASCAR to race at? I hope it's true. Where are these rumors coming from? I've never heard these rumors. I like the sound of it. I like the sound of it. Would you rather win in a controversial finish over Casey Mears or lose in a photo finish to Joey Logano? I would rather beat Casey Mears, to be perfectly honest. Just because I hate Logano, but as well as I think Casey Mears is a bit of an understanding guy. I mean, he got his shit punched in by fucking Marcos Ambrose. So I think he's a little bit averse to physical altercation. So if it was with Casey Mears, I wouldn't mind too much. Dodge 2018. I want it, but I'm not expecting it. Opinion on the new Toyota bodies. They're too boxy, they're too angular. What was wrong with this? Will you buy a Nintendo Switch? No, unless someone buys it for me. Where will Eric Jones finish in the standings after 2017? I predict 9th with 1 win at Richmond. Well, that's a specific prediction. After 2016. I feel like that's a spoiler to the predictions video. How will Boyer perform in the 14? Spoiler in the predictions video. Will Nature's Bakery leave Danica? I think they already did. Fuck. Does Fox have a Danica yoga fetish? I think they just have a Danica fetish. Would you drink 5-hour Monster Energy? 5-hour energy plus Monster. That's like a fucking heart attack. I should try that out someday. Make that a video. How many people... Oh, fuck me, I need to drink. How many people do you know that vape? Just 2, I think. Yeah. Just 2. If you could meet any YouTuber, who would it be? Nova. I want to meet Nova. I want to be on Couch Off. And I want to play some fucking game. James, hit me up, brother. I totally... Well, they're going to LA, so it'd be hard to do. Like... If I could get to them while they're still in Colorado, that'd be great. But if they're going to LA, that would be very difficult if I'm going to move to North Carolina, so. When will Kenseth retire? I'm going to say 2019. That is my pick. What's your favorite NASCAR game to play? Well, the one that I enjoy the most would probably be NASCAR 07, but the one that I like the most is 2005, but I think the best one is 2004, but iRacing is pretty fucking cool too. So take your pick. If you had the opportunity to sock Brian Ferentz in the face, would you do it? Duh. Absolutely. By the way, look up the Mr. Rogers soccer video. Just search Mr. Rogers Soccer. Who do you think will win their first race this year? Spoilers for the prediction video. What would you think if Logano was badly injured in a catch fence crash at Talladega or Daytona? Well, I wouldn't be, like, happy about it. Like, I wouldn't actively be celebrating. But I wouldn't exactly be unhappy about it, if that's a good enough answer. I would be like, yeah, it sucks, but I don't mind. Have you ever been to a NASCAR race before? No, I haven't. And it sucks. I want to so badly, but I live in the middle of godforsaken North Dakota. The closest thing that I get is some frickin', you know, not even late model action. Like hobby stock, at best. Dirt racing here. And not even here, it's 75 miles away too. It's so barren. This state is so barren. I hate it here. It's barren, there's nothing here but wind and snow. Fuck North Dakota. If you paid attention to hard rock and metal albums last year, what was your favorite? Oh no. Gosh. See, there was so much that was great that was released in 2015. There was the new Disturbed album, there was Fear Factory, Scar-Sighted by Leviathan. Mastodon came back in 2015, I think. But last year, I wasn't paying attention at all to metal last year. And it's sad. I should have, but I didn't. But 2015 was a great year for metal. But I didn't look at last year. Sorry that I can't answer this question, but I did give some 2015 picks, so I hope that's good enough. Thoughts on the new format changes in NASCAR? We will do that video eventually. Fuck me. How did the copyright strike get resolved? Well, immediately after that video was posted, I sent in the counter notification. I said that claimant, I wrote that claimant is not copyright owner and the video falls under fair use. I sent in that counter notification, and about 8 o'clock that night, YouTube sent me 2 emails saying that the copyright strike was taken away, and I was in the clear. So everything worked well in the end. I'm gonna be honest. Next live stream, I don't know. I want to stream another race because the Talladega one got fucked up. So, yeah, I'd like to do another race, but I can't give you an exact date. Name of the next What the Fuck race for the Cheez-It series. Oh. Are you saying like What the Fuck 500? Or like what is the name of the next Cheez-It race? Because the next Cheez-It race, what is the one that was just uploaded? Are we on Atlanta? Or are we on Talladega? If Talladega, it's the Quiznos 500. Why do you think Pence is 4 million times worse than Trump? Okay, here's the reason. He was in favor of shock treatment for gay conversion therapy. That's the only reason you need, but apart from that, like, he is the, you know, what is the word I'm looking for? He is the by-the-books fundamentalist. Like, everything that I despise about religion is Mike Pence. Like, I don't even despise religion. There's just some things about religion that I despise. And Mike Pence emulates all of it. And while Trump is a bit of a wild factor, like, he was a registered Democrat for a while, he is, like, the most liberal on gay rights. He was against the TPP and signed off against it. And he is against NAFTA and all that crazy shit. Pence is just a by-the-books Republican. And I just hate by-the-books Republicans. Is Batman going to answer questions in the future? I haven't seen Batman for a while. He's been off. Favorite SpongeBob episode of all time? Oh, such a tough question. Squeaky Boots is a good one. Like, it's just that perfect amount of annoying that it isn't too annoying. Like, it annoys Mr. Krabs, but it doesn't annoy the viewer. That's what's so good about Squeaky Boots. It's perfect. It's a perfect balance. We are number one, but Kamikaze plays it on his high school instrument or guitar. I haven't taken this out for like a year now. I'm surprised there isn't like fungus growing on it. Was that good enough? My lips already hurt. I did like literally 10 seconds of playing, and my lips hurt. You could there's probably a ring around my lips too, dude. This is some fucked up shit. Kamikaze Classics requests another 2014 NASCAR review. I don't want to watch another one of my NASCAR reviews from 2014. That shit is cringe city. I don't want to put myself through that again. If you could pick only one childhood show to watch again for the rest of your life, which would it be and why? Childhood shows, childhood shows, childhood shows. Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans. I'm gonna go with Teen Titans. How much pussy do you get on a daily basis? If we're talking about cats, I got 2. So plenty. What is your top 10 ways you want Joey Logano to die? Oh, so you're suddenly doing a top 10 video. Okay. Number 10. Poison. Number 9. Being pushed out of a window. Number 8. Nuclear fallout. Number 7. Yeah, slit throat. Number 6. Chainsaw. Number 5. You know, there's this one scene in Wrong Turn 6, I want to say, where this guy gets like a fire hose shoved up his ass, and then they inflate his body with water through his ass, and he explodes. That's number 5. What the fuck did I just say? Number 4. Brain parasite. Number 3. Internal bleeding, so it hurts. Yeah. So it's slow and painful. Number 2, that one trap from the Saw movies where they put their hand in and can't get it out. Yeah, that's number 2. No, number 2 would be the one from the beginning of Saw 7, I think, where they're stuck in like the thing in public, and there's the saw, and there's the chick in the middle going down slowly, and then there's like the 2 estranged lovers on either side that could get killed by the saw or kill the other guy by the saw, and eventually they choose the chick because she's a bitch. Yeah. That's number 2. And the number 1 way to kill Joey Logano is by the electric chair. But not just any electric chair, the electric chair that goes haywire in the Green Mile. I'm a fucked up individual. What is your dream car? Between the 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR R34 V-Spec 2 and the TVR Speed 12, also probably from 1999. Between those two, I can't pick. And my dad, when I was like 4, had a Mustang from like 1998, so I'd like one of them. I have a weird fetish for gas masks, do you? Funnily enough, no I don't. Cow chop and no porn for a month, or no cow chop and porn for a month. I'm gonna go with cow chop and no porn because all the porn that I need is right here, where all sorts of fucked up shit can happen. And you do not want to be up in this place when fucked up shit's going down. Where do you get your mods for the Cheez-It Cup series, and do they have other mods? I get it off the NR2003 Weebly. If you search up NR2003 mods, it should be one of the first results. But the paint schemes I made myself, except for the ones that are like real, and I just slapped a picture of someone on the hood. Apart from those ones, I made all the schemes, like Corbin Forrester's I made, the Tails one I made. Yeah. But it's a Weebly site. Why are Joey Logano fans so hostile? Because everyone hates Joey Logano except for Joey Logano fans. And whenever you say that you hate Joey Logano, they're like, oh, why is this? You just hate him for no reason. What was the better rock, Dwayne Johnson or North Carolina Speedway? That's a good question. You know what? I'm gonna go with North Carolina. Who is your senpai? If we're going specifically Japanese males, I'm gonna say Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima is my Japanese senpai. In general, though, Phil Collins would be my general senpai. What games are you planning to play in 2017? Need for Speed Carbon, obviously. My Summer Car. Those are the two that I know for sure. Also, I'm going to do a Madden franchise on the maximum difficulty. Like, we're going to do everything from, like, rosters to scouting to coaching. We're going to have everything in the game be manual, and I have to do everything myself. And it's going to be maximum difficulty. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Probably not. Favorite NFL player that isn't a Charger or Carson Wentz? Ooh, good question. It was Brock Osweiler, but then he really fucking dropped the ball in the playoffs, so this year. But he was on the godforsaken Texans playing against the Patriots. I don't blame him for dropping the ball. He did great for the first half. Then it just all fell apart. Will you watch the Super Bowl? If so, who will you root for? I'm going to root for the commercials. Hopefully they're not depressing this year and they're actually funny. But honestly, I'm not really rooting for the Falcons. I'm just rooting against the Patriots. Do you think that Roush Fenwick can make a comeback to competitiveness in 2017? I think I answered this already, and I'm going to say no. And the final question is, will you follow me back on Twitter? It's C. Anderson2 if you have the kindness to do so. Well, I'm going to do that right now, so you know exactly when I made this video. Follow. And there you go. So now you know exactly when this video was made. Why do you have a ricer wing on your car? Because I was in high school once. And everyone thought that my car was fucking gay without it. So, since I knew I wasn't going to get a new car, I said, why not improve the one I already had? So I bought a spoiler. Put it on, and I went from having the gayest car in school to winning the best car award when I graduated, so good process there, man. It's not good now, but I need a real car now, but to be taken seriously, you know, but when I was in high school, good shit. What the fuck is a Sonic? Like I said earlier, JonTron is so hated now, and I'm just like, yes, JonTron, you fucking go. Go and get it, girl. Because when he went on the Sargon of Akkad live stream, JonTron and Sargon, like I said before, two worlds crashing together into a beautiful, beautiful moment. I don't know. We're almost done yet. What is your favorite Eagles song? I haven't listened to much of the Eagles. I'm gonna just have to say Hotel California because I don't know. Glenn Free, on the other hand, The Heat Is On is pretty good. Who do you think will win Super Bowl? I hope it's not the fucking Patriots. I hope it's not the fucking Patriots. Just don't be the Patriots. What is your favorite Griffdog video? Ooh. I really like the one where he answered everyone's questions right after the What If Dale Earnhardt was still alive video after the final part. I like the one where he answered all the questions afterwards. I thought that was a really well thought out, well put together, kind of like what I'm doing now, but only better, with better production and probably sound effects, but you know. That's my favorite one. Are you boycotting the NFL because your team, the Chargers, moved to Los Angeles? I'm not boycotting the NFL, I'm just going to stop watching until the playoffs. Will you do a separate video for all the NASCAR Cheez-It Cup Series commercials? I don't want to. There's too many. There's too damn many. It would be easy to make, but at the same time. See, there's one that I don't have. The State Farm commercial that I made, I don't have that saved. So I'd have to download that whole damn video and then get it back. Just way more work than it's worth, dude. Did Tails and Kenny get canceled? No, I just can't think of anything. There's 2 ideas that I have, and I've just never had the time to really put it together or record it. I mean, if I wasn't answering questions right now, I probably could. Problem is I'm answering questions. Are you going to do a Let's Play on Need for Speed Underground? Everyone wants me to play a Need for Speed Underground. Yeah, after Carbon, alright? After Carbon, people. Will Corbin Forrester win the Truck Series Championship this year? Let's hold our horses. He has to get a truck before we can start talking about winning the championship. But if he does, you know, if he does, he's got it on lockdown. Who do you think will win the Daytona 500? That'll spoil the predictions video. Who do you think that Criminal Minds went downhill after the firing of Thomas Gibson? I'm going to be 100% honest and say that I haven't even watched a single episode of Criminal Minds after Thomas Gibson was fired, so I can't judge. I watched so much before he got fired, and then right as I was stopping watching it and doing other shit, he got fired. So I haven't seen any episode of Criminal Minds without Thomas Gibson, so I can't be honest. Will both Stenhouse and Trevor Bayne win at least once this season? Everyone is wondering what the hell is up with Roush. And like I've said already, I don't think so. Will Ty Dillon lose his ride after his rookie year? Not on Richard Childress's watch. Worst SpongeBob episode that you've ever watched? Gonna go with Atlantis SquarePants. Fucking terrible songs. They had David Bowie! They had David Bowie as a voice actor for Atlantis SquarePants, and they didn't even have him sing! In a musical! Atlantis SquarePants was a musical! They got David Bowie for the episode, and they didn't even get him to sing in it! What the fuck? Fucking stupid shit. Wouldn't you be surprised if Matt Tifft won more than 3 races in Xfinity this season? I'd be surprised if Matt Tifft won a race in Xfinity season. What are your thoughts on Kyle Busch doing less Xfinity Series races? It's good. It's not Kyle Busch's choice, but it's good. Will 2017 be Casey Kane's comeback season? Yes, you heard it here first. 2017 champion will be Casey Kane. Controversial comment, would Alex Bowman take over the 88 if Dale Jr. got a sudden career-ending crash? I think they'd split it with Gordon again. Not gonna lie. And then next year Bowman would take over full-time. But if, yeah, mid-season, it would be Bowman and Gordon part-time, I assume. What are your thoughts on the Winnie the Pooh hotel room dancing meme? The best thing to come from the internet this year. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a great meme. I'm glad Winnie the Pooh is resurfacing. Actually, he hasn't even surfaced yet in general. Thoughts on George Carlin? He is one of the main reasons why I think with an open mind. He was the catalyst that made me lose my religion. I like George Carlin. He is a cool cat. Do you agree with the changes being made to Phoenix Raceway? I'm okay with them, but I think we could have focused on other tracks. To be 100% honest, Phoenix was fine. Kansas! Why is Kansas still the way it is? Do you have faith in Duesenberry Martin Racing and Monster Games? Yes, 100%. 100%. I believe in Duesenberry Martin Racing's ability to make a good game. The foundation is there in NASCAR Heat Evolution. They just need to make it a good game now. It is up. What is your opinion on Nickelback's Feed the Machine, a song that is apparently coming out tomorrow as I'm typing this? Well, since that was a day ago, I assume that it's up, so I'm going to listen to it, and I will get back to you on that. Well, it's pretty clear that they were trying to be Disturbed, even though Disturbed came back in 2015, so they're a bit late for that. It's so obvious they're trying to sound like Disturbed. The lyrics are so try-hard, just so painfully edgy, you know? Something that you'd think you'd hear in like a 1-minute silence song from like the early 90s. Yeah, so it's really corny. And it's still pretty formulaic, you know, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. But, that being said, it's definitely the best Nickelback song to come out in a long time. Like, I'd say their best song since, like, whatever album How You Remind Me was off of. Yeah, it's one of the best Nickelback songs I've ever heard, so props. Which NASCAR games do you not currently own that you would like to have, especially to do LPs of? I'd really like iRacing. I don't know if that counts, but I don't think anyone's going to pay for that for me. Like Thunder 2003, NASCAR 09 on PS3, Thunder 2001, 99 and 98, and then NASCAR Heat and NASCAR Heat 2. And then NASCAR 15. And I think those are the only NASCAR games that I don't have. So, yeah. Does Casey Mears even have a new ride in the Cup Series yet? No. As of recording, no. Either way, now what? Richard Childress better be putting something together. That's all I gotta say. Because Richard Childress is going to be getting a lot closer to being one of those guys that I'm going to actively root against if this is the kind of shit they're doing. If you were forced to play NASCAR 15 or NASCAR 2011, which would you choose? I would pick NASCAR 2011 just because it's so funny how bad it is. Like, it's funny how bad it is. Like, in the review, I like, they fly into the wall and then come to a complete stop. Like, that's funny. That's funny. I'm gonna be honest. It's pretty funny. What made you decide to make a YouTube channel? I think it's a big five of the Angry Video Game Nerd, Critical or Penguin Zero, Nova, and Brain Scratch Commentaries. Those four channels. I guess you could throw in PewDiePie if you have to. Watching them play games is what made me want to play games, and I'm like, and I'm watching this shit, and like I'm looking at all sorts of videos about it because I'm interested in it, and I see people saying like, these guys are getting paid to play video games, and I'm like, wait, did you say that people are getting paid to play video games? And then I scrambled to get a computer so I could do that, and that's the reason. Can you dab? Maybe, but I don't want to know. Does this answer your question? Am I dabbing right? Is this right? Do I look like a fucking twit? Probably. I usually look like a twit anyway, but am I at least doing it right? When did you lose your virginity? Embarrassingly enough, never. And I'm 19 years old at college. I could at any point if I wanted to. So what the fuck am I doing? I've always wondered how in the world you have so many subscribers. What was it that spiked your channel so much? Okay, so the reason is three big reasons. My first spike in subscribers was back in 2013 in June, I want to say. And that's where the NASCAR shit comes in. My video was NASCAR the Game 2013 first time play reactions. That has 50,000 views as of today. And I got like 100 subscriber spike from that video. And like before then, I'd be lucky to get 1 subscriber a week. If I was lucky enough for anyone to not unsubscribe. You know, so there was always that seesaw of me getting 1 subscriber and then losing a subscriber. And that was my first spike, so I started talking a lot about NASCAR then. The second spike came from the Five Nights at Freddy's video. Once that took off, like I got 1,000 subscribers in like 1 day. That was crazy. Actually, I think it got up to 4,000 subscribers in one day. I'm not even kidding. 4,000 subscribers in one day from that video. And if I'd capitalized on that, if I had deleted everything in my YouTube folder that day and just went full on Markiplier copycat, I probably would have a good 100,000 subscribers by now. Because that video took off. And there was a second video that I did, Five Nights at Freddy's Gmod with one of my friends, and that got 3,000 views, and that was about when I'd gotten 4,000 subscribers. So if I'd capitalized on that when I did, I would probably be a big YouTuber now. But I didn't. And there's another reason. It's the Sonic porn games. I still have those subscribers floating around to this day, wondering when I'm going to do more babysitting cream. I'm not, by the way! NASCAR says that the next Daytona 500 may not be in Daytona. Thoughts? Well, I guess it would be pretty difficult to have the Daytona 500 not in Daytona. It'd be weird to have, like, the Daytona 500 at, you know, Chicagoland. Thoughts on... Okay, we're going to do rapid fire for the rest of this because I am exhausted. Okay, thoughts on BK Racing's current situation. It sucks, but if they paid their drivers, they wouldn't be in this situation. Thoughts on Casey Mears possibly doing Stadium Super Trucks? Awesome! I've been looking for an excuse to get into Stadium Super Trucks, so if Casey Mears is going to be in there, then sure. Thoughts on Tommy Joe Martin's situation for 2017? I really hope he gets a sponsor. If I had the money to throw at it, I'd do it myself, but I don't. So I really hope he does good. 4, Wendy's or Burger King? It depends on the service. If the Wendy's service is good, I'd rather have Wendy's. But if it's slow as shit, I'd rather have Burger King. Thoughts on TMG merging with Circle Sport? It's going to be the shitmobile, the top tier shitmobile. Going to be terrible. Poor Jeffrey Earnhardt has to drive that shit. Can you play My Summer Car? Later. Whatever happened to iRacing? I stopped playing it because I didn't have a wheel yet. Now I have a wheel, but I don't have any time to record iRacing, so hopefully this summer I will play more iRacing. What driver will pull off an upset in 2017? I think that Spencer Gallagher will. I'm not going to say what because it'll spoil the predictions video, but Spencer Gallagher is going to surprise people. What video was the copyright strike on? It was the Kurt Busch NASCAR on Fox remix. What are you most excited for 2017? I want to see Martinsville under the lights. I want Martinsville to get rained into the night. I want to see a cup race in Martinsville under the lights. That would be fucking legit. Favorite Kurt Busch memory? Oh wait, I skipped favorite quote by anyone. Favorite quote by anyone? Check the motherfucking damage. Favorite Kurt Busch memory? I want to say him winning that Richmond race in 2015. Probably would be my favorite. How many t-shirts have you sold? 2. I've sold two t-shirts. 2. By the way, I specifically priced them as cheaply as possible, so I make no profits at all. So if you buy a t-shirt, you get a t-shirt and I get 0 money. It's as cheap as possible, just so y'all can get t-shirts. Would you rather never have Little Caesars or Cheez-Its for the rest of your life? I'm gonna go with I'd rather have no Cheez-Its, because at least Little Caesars there's more options. Like, I know there's different flavors of Cheez-Its, but at least with Little Caesars you could have the cheese bread, you could have pepperoni stuffed crusty dish, you could have a regular one, you could have crazy bread. Favorite meme that your channel has created? Fake retarded piece of shit. Dislike button works. First video game you ever got? I got 3. I don't remember what one of them was, but the other 2 were the Jeopardy game and the Wheel of Fortune game that you've seen me play on live streams in the past. I don't remember what the other one was, though. I think it was the SpongeBob Super Sponge game that I have a no commentary playthrough on this channel. It's still there. Can I friend you on Steam? I automatically say yes to every friend request on Steam, so yeah. Who would you rather have in a Cup Series, Ray Black Jr. or Ben Rhodes? I would say, fuck them both. I hate Ben Rhodes more than I hate Ray Black Jr., so I'd rather have Ray Black Jr. Favorite NASCAR YouTuber? Well, it used to be Nixon, but he's gone, and I don't blame him. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with What If now. Favorite Twitter post you or someone else has ever tweeted? The Donald Trump Pepe. Or Pepe, however you say that. The Donald Trump Pepe is the best tweet of all time. How many Dirt to Daytona parts do you have currently recorded? 113. 60-something left to upload. If a Cup team called you and said you could have any car number and sponsors, what would you say and what team would you drive for? I'd like to be on Furniture Row Racing, to be honest. And I'd like to have the number 61. And I would 100% be okay with being sponsored by Cheez-Its. Even though I said I'd rather have Little Caesars forever. If you were to start a NASCAR Cup team, what would be your 4 drivers and what brand would you race for? I'd bring Dodge in. Yeah, I'd do Dodge. And my drivers would be Corbin Forrester, Brett Moffitt. I'd put Greg Biffle in there just for the extra experience. One more. Dibby, Matt DiBenedetto. So yeah, my team would be Dodge with Corbin Forrester, Brett Moffitt, Matt DiBenedetto, and Greg Biffle on the team. That'd be my fucking team. What is your most biggest fear? I honestly don't know, and I kind of wish there was like one of those witch doctors that come around and can tell you your greatest fear, because I honestly don't know. Because if it's just spiders, I'd be pissed off. Or like mice or something. Because if that's all it is, I'd be disappointed rather than scared. What is my biggest fear? I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. How did you become a Martin Truex Jr. fan? I have a whole video on this, but the gist of it is Clint Bowyer spun himself out, Napa left MWR, Truex had to leave the team because he didn't have a sponsor, and then he was stuck on Furniture Row when they were shit in 2014. Fuck you, Bowyer. Oh god, is Hunter Carper Captain Obvious? I don't know, I haven't seen the questions yet. Do you think the Browns will go 0-16 next season? No, they can always beat the Chargers if they have to. What is your favorite What If video? Ooh. You know, these Forza, the Forza ones that he's been doing, top notch. Top notch. He gets pissed off, like I get pissed off, and I think it's hilarious. So, any Forza one. What is your favorite Cheez-It Cup Series race so far? Out of the ones that have been uploaded, Talladega, but the ones that you haven't seen yet is the second Atlanta race. That is a good one. You do not want to miss that race. That was a great race. Do you listen to Theory of a Dead Man? Not anymore. I used to all the time, but not anymore. Haven't listened to Theory of a Dead Man in a long, long time. Do you enjoy YouTube? Yes, when they're not being stupid. Do you listen to Green Day? Same as Theory of a Dead Man. Used to, not anymore. When can we play games together? Yes, when I get more reliable internet. Because at college, you know, I don't trust the internet there. And until I can trust the internet to not let us play games together for 15 minutes, and then, like, the entire grid goes down for a week. Because that would happen. Until I can trust the internet enough, not until then. But I am excited. I want to. But where did you get the 78 car skin for the Cheez-It Cup Series? Had to make it myself. I used the templates that you can download off of the NASCAR 2003 Weebly that I was talking about probably hours ago at this point. But yeah, I made it myself in Photoshop. Do you like Arby's? No, actually. I don't like Arby's. For 2 reasons. Number 1, they don't have cheeseburgers. And I didn't like roast beef sandwiches for the longest time. And even for fast food, I wouldn't eat a roast beef sandwich for fast food. And the second reason is because their commercials fucking suck! If you had the money to sponsor Tommy Joe Martin's, yes, I would. I already answered that, so yes. And it's over. That was every question. Great. So yeah. So there's your answers video. That took a long time. Yeah. So thanks for the fucking shitload of questions. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, obviously we'll do more of these in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bernie Sanders is a lot less fun to talk about now that he fucking conceded. What a damn crying shame. Bitch! Bitch! Fucking Nigeria is a country where people of African descent come from.